Okay, good morning, everybody. Playing some of the spice we've been talking about all week. This is an Esper Monastery Mentor deck that is kind of taking advantage of the graveyard synergies with Faithful Mending. Consider to Unearth Mentor into play, make a ton of tokens. We have a chest open too. What's up, Spikelings? I'm the only online personality who truly loves you, trophy collector, aspiring Spike. Welcome to my Shark Typhoon. We're all about tradition and innovation in Typhoon, which is why today we're going to follow our weekly tradition of destroying the modern queue with an innovative twist on Monastery Mentor. Will our opponents fall before our horde of monks, or the enemy sneak out a win or two? You'll have to keep watching to find out. Praise Clothis. Good morning, Chess. Good morning, everybody. But yeah, like a Chess said, the big idea is that Monastery Mentor is really absurd when you get to unearth it and then lead into a lot of spells. This is not necessarily a new idea, but being able to do so consistently has not... Man, I love Modern, dude. I can't believe I'm just like not that surprised to see Judges Familiar. Maybe I would have been actually happy for them to counter the Thought Scour. Milled over 2 Mendings. It's not bad value. Yeah, I also have one main deck Lurrus, and I know that we talk a lot about Lurrus on the channel, whatever. About hey Spy, I don't know why like recently I've been asked so much. Hey, why I'm gonna see if they counter the mending. I think I'd rather than counter this than counter the ending, and I think that they will. They did not. I was wrong. Score 2 lands. Yeah, so I've been asked a lot, hey, why, Spike, why does nobody ever play main deck Lurrus? And really, it's like, Lurrus is maybe in that third tier of cards where it is somewhat fringe playable as a main deck card, but it's really rare for a deck to meet the main deck requirements of it. But this deck just happens to be playing a bunch of baubles, a lot of ways to get cards in the graveyard, and, guess I'll go Prismatic Ending one of these. 4 baubles, a lot of ways to get cards in the graveyard and unearths, so which is just kind of like an actually good shell to put Lurrus in. So I'm playing 1. I don't think I want to play more than 1. It's awesome, Kodal. Very cool. Yeah, I think I've been playtesting the deck like I do for any like really spicy brew like this. Oh dude, our deck is kind of cool to Field of Ruin. We have 2 of each shock land. We only have oh, interesting. So we have a very light black splash in the main deck. It's just for Unearth. Basic Swamp? What the hell? I'm so sorry. I keep trying to like talk about the deck and talk about the build, and I just am so confused by everything that my opponent's doing. I think I'm gonna counterspell the Vault Scourge. I don't know. And then I guess I'm gonna hope that they counter my cantrip. Yeah, I thought that I was gonna have the spiciest deck here, but I do not. Okay, Force is probably not that good. We could maybe mending it away. Okay, we don't have a Mentor to Unearth or a Black Source. Just pass back. Okonox give you 3 months. Battle Screech. So I guess I'm going to Force of Negation. Get to exile the Battle Screech. Obviously, I would prefer to hardcast, but they've got the powerful Judges Familiar. And I think I'm going to flash back Mending here. Seems to be able to use a Mentor and blue-white red control. I mean, I think it's not very good in those decks. It's obvious. It's also not... It's not very bad either. But I think that there are better options. It's like... Got to be mostly regulated to the sideboard in those decks, and it's not... I don't think it's like a particularly important sideboard card. Alright, let me just... I guess I could... Yeah, I'll just ending this and then play the tapped Watery Grave. But yeah, for Mentor to be really good, I think you have to play it in a shell that has Unearth. You know, this is not the... This has been done in the past, but Unearthing Mentor is really, really strong, where you get to, like, immediately get tokens on the battlefield, which is the important thing. Why is every time you play something janky, you have leagues full of this sort of stuff? I don't know, dude. I mean, I feel like it's really just that the modern leagues right now, at least in my experience, they're just full of something janky. Force of Vigor. A chess, 18 months. Feels like yesterday I got to see you qualify for the PT and MTGO. Yeah, that was a really sick stream. Time really flies, dude. Alright, I've drawn Lurrus right when I need it. Haunted Executioner. Exile, Haunted Executioner, exile target creature, 3 mana 1/1. Bigger with the tokens, I guess. Bigger with the tokens, I guess. We're 32 cards deep without seeing a Mentor. This is definitely going to happen some amount of the time. Are they they're just going to exile? Sure. 7 mana, kill a creature, make a 2/2. Or exile a creature. Which is relevant here because I have, you know, Snap Unearth. Look at my top card, see if I want to shuffle it away. Seachrome Coast, I do want to shuffle away. I think I'm going to shock in Watery Grave. Shocking is kind of weird. We've got Mending to gain life, and we saw Field of Ruin, and so I want to leave the other basic in my deck. And I want the ability to go Snap Archmage's Charm too. There's Mentor. So I don't have Unearth in my hand. I can Snap Unearth. It's possible for me to just go Mending, discard Mentor, Snap Unearth. Might just be better to just cast the Mentor though. Although I have to counter this. An actually dangerous card. Just trying to think. I think I'll use just Snap Archmage's Charm or Snap Counterspell maybe. I have another charm in my hand, so I guess I'll use the Snap Charm. And I think that I don't tap out here for Mentor because I can't trigger it immediately. I can't protect it. To play around Mana Tithe, I think I'm fully willing to get got by Mana Tithe. Yeah, I'm definitely breaking a lot of my rules today, but I do think the deck makes a lot of sense, and it's been good in playtesting too. But yeah, main deck Lurrus, Monastery Mentor, definitely cards I usually, you know, caution people against. But I think it works in specifically this shell. So I guess I'm going to go Mending, discard Mentor, discard Seachrome Coast, Unearth Mentor, Bauble. Crack now in case you draw a cantrip. We can trigger Mentor on their turn. Ah! Judge's Familiar. Okay, so we're up a game against, I guess it's just black-white tokens. We can bring in our Lingering Souls. I feel like their tokens are better than mine, though. Souls is probably pretty good, at least just kind of in the context of what they're playing. Push is probably a little bit better than Ending. Teferi is probably okay. They're probably playing Lingering Souls, right? They're splashing black. I don't know, man. I didn't have black-white tokens prepped for today. Let me trim an Ending. Trim 2 Archmage's Charms. Trim 1 Force of Negation. Trim the 4th Bauble. 4th Mending. No, dude. Modern's is just so all over the place. We can probably work with this. Let's keep this. Favorite answer to Archon at the moment is Croaking Counterpart. Doesn't Croaking Counterpart only copy your own creatures? Alright, top card is Fatal Push, right? I think so. I'm going to scour that into the yard. Alright, still no second lands. I have a few more looks here. Okay, so it's a 1 mana 1/1, it enters battlefield. So it's a Soul Sister, but only for your creatures. When another creature leaves the battlefield, gain 1 life. And that's on the disturb. Okay, so I'm gonna bauble myself and I guess exile their disturb creature. Thought Scour on top. I think I'm just gonna shuffle that, grab a Watery Grave. If I draw a land, I'll definitely scour myself. If I don't draw a land, I should probably consider instead. Orzhov Signet? What is going on? I don't know. It's, you know, every once in a while you play against just like... You play against someone who's joining the modern queue for the first time, I guess. And it's always really funny, but it's just so weird. Alright, so we didn't draw a land, but we did get to put a Mentor in the graveyard. Unearth Mentor, scour ourselves. And then another land will let us scour again. Did draw another land. I'm going to scour my main phase because of Bauble. And I think this is a really good showcase for like making up on Monastery Mentor's weakness by, you know, turning it into a 1-drop with Unearth. Like these turns are really, really strong. Battle Screech, Battle Screech. Yeah, I've been outbrewed too hard. Gotta pack it in. Sarah the Benevolent. No activate? You gonna activate Sarah? You guys want to steal? I think it's probably better to push and hold up Counterspell. Okay, it's better to push and hold up Counterspell, but I'll steal. -1 Mending, -2 Unearth, +2 Murktide Region. If you're gonna go down to just 1 Unearth, there's not really any point to playing the Mentors. I do think you could play Murktide Regent, but I think you could main deck Lingering Souls, you can main deck Murktide, but I'm kind of just worried about raising the mana curve of this deck at all when like you have four Monastery Mentors in your deck, which are really slow cards, and they need a deck full of like really low to the ground cheap spells to function. So playing Murktide, main decking Lingering Souls, anything like that, I am worried is just gonna make the deck a bit too clunky. Angel of Invention will punish for not holding up Counterspell, I guess. Punish for not holding up Counterspell. Why did you finally crack and brew with Mentor? So it's just like the idea. So like Mentor Unearth decks have been around in Modern before. And they're honestly like really, really sick when they get to Unearth Mentor. Unearthing Mentor is really, really powerful. Casting Monastery Mentor for 3 mana like this is a lot less strong. And then it's just like Faithful Mending and Consider, I think, make this Esper Unearth Mentor archetype a lot more consistent and powerful. And I've just kind of I've been playtesting the idea a little bit. And I think my first draft wasn't that good. And then this draft, although a couple cards different, I was playtesting it last night. I actually played against Doomwake last night on stream and just like crushed them. But the deck felt really good last night. A 4-1, lost like a really close one to Murktide, I think. I think it was Murktide. Oops, all Orzhov Signets. I'm just feeling the deck. I think I'm gonna draw 2. You can Fatal Push a creature that doesn't die to Fatal Push just to cast it for prowess. -1 Charm, -1 Earth. I would never recommend cutting it on Earth, but you're like Bossum. Like I mean, you can playtest the Murktides, right? I think you need a minimum 3 Unearths in my opinion, but you can playtest the Murktide, and it might be good. But I just kind of think that the deck wants to be a little bit threat lighter. Assume Mythology JVP. Jace isn't that good. Again, I think the deck wants to be relatively light on threats. Alright, let's keep this. It's Teferi in the main side. Teferi's in the sideboard. It's kind of awkward on the curve to main deck it, I think. Is it worth it to throw Persisted here? Can bring back Mentor and then you can play 1 or 2 Archons. Maybe. I don't hate the idea of just playing Mentor and Esper Reanimator, but that seems like a very different build. Mentor's main. Yeah, we have 4 Monastery Mentors in the main deck. The deck is definitely built around Mentor. And we're 0-0 on the day. This is our first match of the stream. We played a just friendly match against black-white tokens that I think we just don't count here. I think I'm going to hold the Bauble for at least 1 turn. But it might be good to just go turn 3 Mentor, Bauble, then force up. Yeah, people have suggested Jace. I don't think Jace is very good. It's probably fine, but I think I'm playing Snapcaster Mage, which I think I'd rather have overall. I guess I'll keep the Thought Scour. It can be my blue card for Force if I want it to be. Jace might be a good sideboard card. Against what deck would it be a good sideboard card? So they're going to ice me, so I guess I'll Scour in response. Maybe draw Unearth and hit a Mentor with a Scour. They'll Charm, draw Snapcaster. Just play this tapped. Yeah, I'm gonna save the Bauble to just go Mentor, Bauble, hold up Force. Yeah, I remember the Uriah build too. When they add more graveyard hate in general. Well, Jace is bad against graveyard hate too. Like Jace is also like, you know, does not beat graveyard hate. I think I'll pitch the Mending here. Kind of soft to them just having land creativity. I have 2 Force of Negations in the main deck, so I'll Bauble to try to find. I'll crack the Bauble on my turn just to see if we find it. Alright, they have the creativity. Do they have a Dwarven Mine? And do we draw Force? We don't draw Force. Their curve is pretty good. Turn 2 Eyes, turn 3 Teferi. And I guess their curves are pretty good if they can Teferi here, or if they can creativity here. Which they probably can, right? Like, drawing the creativity is the hard part. They have all these fetch lands. Oh, well, they actually don't have it. It's kind of really lucky. Do I exile the treasure token? I think so, yeah. Coincidentally, there's a black and blue Monastery Mentor as well. I mean, I think both of those are worse than Mentor. Especially because they don't trigger off of Bauble. Bolts the tokens, fine. Isn't the coast better as you have Snap Charm next turn? I think I'm just going to Snap Consider here. I want to use my mana. I don't want to do nothing with my turn. Alright, I think we'll Graveyard the Mentor. Ooh, bummer. Kind of punished for using our Prismatic Ending, I guess. There's no way they bounce my Snapcaster, right? But they do really want to draw a card because they have creativity and they just need to find a land. Alright, so we can try to find another Mending to loot away some of these lands. 18 lands, by the way. Okay, Crab protects their Teferi. They sack the clue. Gonna have to draw really well from here. Can't believe it. Yeah, lend a land to my opponent for goodwill. I'm sure, oh, Basic Plains is funny. I'm sure at some point today we're gonna get, oh, they can still creativity. We're gonna have someone suggest that 18 lands is too few. Oh, wait, they didn't cast creativity? What the hell? We're gonna say only 18 land spike. And to be honest, like this is like pretty anecdotal though, right? All right. So start. The problem is they've got the dumb Teferi Time Raveler in play. Yeah, I don't think that this is gonna be good enough. Might be good enough if the Teferi weren't in play, but it is. Mending was a really good draw here, though. Can they have all targets in hand? I guess they can, yeah. I guess that is, like, possibly how we could win. Although they didn't loot them away with Prismatic Command, which would imply the opposite. All right, I'll keep Lurrus. Go with the Bauble, get some card advantage, I guess. But yeah, that has to be our hope, is that they just have Emrakul and Sarah's Emissary or whatever their 2 targets are already in hand. We know that they do have creativity. Looks like they're casting it, so it seems to be not the case. Why no attack on the Teferi? They have 2/0/3 crabs in play. I think they'll probably block. I'm not maybe as hopeful as you that they just won't block. I think they're holding up interaction doesn't make it. My opponent playing around me holding up interaction makes no sense because they have Teferi in play. If they're doing that, then they're making a mistake. It's actually not the first time we put Lurrus in the main deck, but I like. It's not like we started here, but a deck that's coincidentally playing 4 Bauble and 3 Unearth in the main deck, I think does want to play at least one main deck Lurrus. I'll attack Teferi. I'm just gonna play around my opponent having all their creatures in their hand and them tapping their mana main phase as a bluff. We can't beat creativity here. Okay. Dead. Alright, go to game 2. I want to bring in the Flusterstorms and the Teferis and cut the Prismatic Endings. And maybe one of my 3-mana creatures, maybe just the Lurrus. Then I bring again the Teferis. I've become Twitch chat. It's okay. It's okay. Everybody here was born a Twitch chatter. I'm surprised you don't play Lavinia in the board. Lavinia, in my opinion, is super overrated. Where Lavinia is not very good against Rhinos because Rhinos plays a million ways to kill a 2 toughness creature. Lavinia is not that good against Tron because it stops exactly Karn Liberated and Ugin and nothing else. Sometimes it stops Karn the Great Creator for a turn, but it's not very good against them. It is good against Living End, but they do have other answers to it. It's not even the best card against Living End. So like Lavinia ends up being like a very medium card in a handful of matchups. And I think the card's super overrated. If it had, like, Drannith Magistrate is so much better against Rhinos. Drannith Magistrate is maybe like the best card against Rhinos because it doesn't get Force of Negation. It doesn't die to any of the 2 toughness removal. It doesn't die to any of the artifact removal. It does get petty thefted, but it does also stop the Rhinos players from casting the adventure creatures too, which is surprisingly relevant. So like I think if you're gonna play, I think basically any deck that plays Lavinias should be playing Drannith Magistrate instead because it's just it's so much more impactful against Rhinos. But also I have other Sideboard cards for those matchups. I've got the Flusterstorms, I've got the Teferis, and also I played against Rhinos last night, and Monastery Mentor actually just overpowered the Rhinos player a couple times. Lavinia is good against Amulet. Lavinia stops Pact of Negation against Amulet. I don't know that, or Summoner's Pact against Amulet. I don't know that I would necessarily call that good. It's like as good as Chalice is against him, and it's just like fine. But it just continues, just like that too is also, in my opinion, another just like really medium spot for Lavinia. Yeah, the card is just very, very medium and a little underwhelming in a lot of matchups, and I don't think that makes it a good sideboard card. Okay, I think I'm gonna cycle Unearth. Like in Modern especially, like you need your sideboard cards to be as impactful as possible. Like there's maybe no format where it's this important just to have your sideboard cards be super duper impactful. If I try bringing the Urza, Mentor, and Paradoxical Outcome, that's way too high of a mana curve to have all those cards in your deck. It's way too high. Chalice is also good against Amulet. Yeah. Well, Chalice is fine against Amulet, but it's like when we're talking about sideboard cards for Amulet, which would you rather have? A Chalice of the Void, a Lavinia, or an Ashiok? You know, an Ashiok, a Blood Moon. Like those are good sideboard cards against Amulet. Lavinia and Chalice are cards you can bring in against Amulet, and I think there's a really big distinction there. You know what I mean? Like Modern is a format that is very much like very much revolves around impactful sideboard cards, and Lavinia is not a very impactful sideboard card, but it is like a mediocre or like subpar one that you can bring in a wide variety of matchups. I just don't really feel like that's what Modern's about right now. I think I'll scour again, just looking for Mentor. Hopefully in the graveyard, not my hands. We did hit one. Is this the turn to Unearth Mentor, though? Could be good to wait a turn. I think I'll wait a turn. First Evidence tonight. Good luck, Gibble. Yeah, I think we wait a turn. Alright, deck check for Balsam. Jeskai Black Mentor, dude. I forgot. You remember when all the deck names? Jeskai Black, Moist Abzan, Mardu Blue. I didn't play a lot of Standard back then. This is pretty cool, though. Your mana's, you know, being 4 colors as opposed to 3, I do think makes your mana a lot worse. Like you need Jeskai colors on turn 1, and then you're splashing black for Unearth. Although I guess if Unearth's the only card you're splashing for, it's probably not that big a deal, actually. I'll just let this go. Yeah, it's actually, I don't think as bad as I immediately thought it was. Yeah, it's actually probably pretty doable. Let me look at the mana a bit closer. 4 Canal, 2 Fountain, 2 Strand, 4 Delta. Okay, yeah, you're gonna need like 8 fetch lands though. If my opponent remans, I'll just cast Unearth again, right? No, Dovin's Veto, dude. You kidding me? Alright, I don't want to snap Unearth here since that opens me up to Teferi pretty hard, I think. Maybe not as hard as I think. Yeah, I think you need at least 8 fetch lands, so you probably have to go down to like 2 Canal. Because with 4 different colors, you just need at least 8 fetches. Alright, I'm gonna consider here. I guess I'll keep Snapcaster, and I'll just go Snap Consider. Might not end up, I might just try to win with these Snapcasters, although I guess the Dwarven Mines are pretty good against the Snapcasters. I kind of would like to find a land so I can go Snap Unearth with Counterspell Flusterstorm up. Graveyard Mending, get a little bit of value. Oh, we just drew another Unearth. The last Unearth even. It's really lucky. It's better than a land. It is also like like it's not a big deal, but like having Mentor and Regent in your Unearth deck's a bit weird, where like you're playing Unearth and then you can't get back Regent, but it's not that big a deal, I bet. Sideboard looks pretty good to me too. Yeah, I like the main deck choices a lot too. I think you did a good job building the deck. Now it's, I think, probably time to be playtesting. Alright, see if they have a second Dovin's Veto. I'm not sure exactly how hard I'll fight over this. Probably should fight over it. Especially with Force of Negation in my hand. Gross. It's so gross, jeez. Dovin's Veto is so good against my hand, dude. Okay, I guess do I flashback Mending? My hand's pretty strong. Yeah, I think I won't flashback the Mending. At least they can't Dovin's Veto the Snapcaster. They can Dovin's Veto the Unearth. We can also remand Unearth. I mean, Dovin's Veto's, I think, a good, well-designed card. No hate. Okay. Didn't have anything this turn. They're passing, so I guess I want to flashback Faithful Mending, right? Is there a particular spin to this list, or is it mostly the Esper deck that's been running around? I don't know what Esper deck you're running around, but maybe someone else has had the same idea that I've had, but the idea is that Mending and Consider really help the Unearth Mentor plan. It's felt pretty good so far. It's nothing too crazy. So this is lethal. I guess they have another Dwarven Mine to block with. Yep. They pack it in though. Take a lot of inspiration from Legacy strategies. I mean, I've played a lot of Legacy in my life. But I would say that this deck is maybe even like inspired by the old Mentor Unearth decks. I think also like I can't believe I haven't talked about this, but the old Mardu Pyromancer decks that were playing Faithless Looting and Young Pyromancer that were playing Mending and Monastery Mentor. Kind of in a very similar way. And being reliant on counter spells instead of discard spells, which Mending is kind of nice because in that regard, because it's an instant. Yeah, but Mardu Pyromancer is definitely a fan favorite deck. But yeah, I would say that like I definitely have played a lot of Legacy, and it does influence my deck building to some extent. But it's also like can be a trap for Legacy players to try to build Legacy decks in Modern, which is usually not a great way to go around it. You can't. I don't think you should play. Like, you need to play like 4 mana Morphos to play Demi Lich. I mean, you could maybe play. You could maybe do that, but in my opinion, and a lot of people have suggested, like basically every suggestion in chat so far to change this deck has been to add threats, add Murktide, add Demi Lich, add Jace Vryn's Prodigy. But in my opinion, Mentor it's a 3 mana threat. And you really just can't afford to have like you need to just maximize Mentor's power because of like how fragile the card can be, or how much what deck requirements you need to have to make Mentor like playable when you don't unearth it. What's up? This hand's great. You mentioned Jace the Mind Sculptor, not Vryn's Prodigy. Oh, I see. Sorry. Well, other people mentioned Jace Vryn's Prodigy. I thought that when you said Jace, I thought you were meaning Vryn's Prodigy, which I would probably play Vryn's Prodigy over Mind Sculptor. But again, it's just like, I don't want to raise the curve of the deck very much. It's kind of like the same lesson from the Phoenix deck. It's just like, you really just can't afford to raise the curve of these decks very much. But it's also, this is also, of course, like still a pretty early draft. I was also thinking that like a bunch of main deck Lingering Souls could be good. I've got them in the sideboard for now, but like main deck Lingering Souls also seems like a direction you could go. How about Village Rites as a 1 or 2? Village Rites is really win more in this deck, where you just have to have creatures in play, and it's like a really dead draw in a deck that only plays like 8 creatures. Is Narset unplayable in Modern? It used to be like really good back in the Uro days. I don't think it's very good right now. But I don't know that I would call it unplayable. any of the elemental style decks go around, you just don't like that play style. Well, what I like to focus on the stream, Brick, is innovating. I like to be playing new decks and trying new things all the time. And so, as far as elementals, I haven't really had any like ideas on how to improve the decks, especially when we have Canister. Who I don't think I want to cast the Mending there. My hand's so good. We have Canister, who's a really, really good deck builder, and it plays elementals every week. You know, he's doing a really good job tuning the archetype, and I don't think I could really improve upon his lists at the moment. So if I Archmage's Charm, draw 2, I have to go to discard if I don't end up playing anything. So I think I'd rather snap Thought Scour, which also gets some pressure in play. It means I don't have to go to discard. What's up with Lurrus? Is there a sideboard plan that uses a companion? Yeah, it's so I know I've honestly been thinking about this a lot because I've had this deck in the works for a little while, and I don't know why coincidentally I've been working on this list, and a lot of people have been asking me, "Hey Spike, how come we never see Lurrus in the main deck of decks?" But the reality is like Lurrus is not in that tier 4 unplayable in the main deck. It is kind of in that tier 3 very fringe playable, very rare to see in the main deck. But if you're already playing a deck like this that has a lot of ways to put cards in the graveyard, plays on 3 Unearths in the main, and plays Bauble, I think the first copy of Lurrus is pretty good. I think the first copy of Lurrus is pretty good. So I know it's weird to see in the main deck when we've specifically had a lot of conversations about it not being a good main deck card, but it does kind of fit here exactly. Ransom Mine, 14 months, thanks buddy. Giving us Mentor Addicts another deck, yeah. I'm pretty excited about this one too. Why no discard? I think that I'd rather be in on counter spells than discard spells, especially because Mending is a instant. This is also like mostly a blue-white deck with a very light black splash, and your mana gets a lot worse if you want to have black spells on turn 1, especially with only 18 lands and no Esper Triumph. You can make more Lurrus. Yeah, I know you could play more Lurrus, but I don't think you want more than one. I think it's better as a one-of, where you never really want to draw 2, I think. Especially with access to all these Unearths. Like, your mana curve is also a consideration, that we have a lot of 3-drops already. But I think the first copy is good. Yeah, Lurrus is also my pet card. Yeah, I like to not be closed-minded and just, like, completely dismiss anything. Alright, so this is a really big turn. If my opponent misses their land drop, they have to start going to discard. But they did get to remand. But yeah, but I like to keep an open mind. But also, you know, when people ask me about deck, you know, choices, I like to be, you know, it's hard to, like, write an entire essay about exactly where every card is playable in every format, you know. You dismiss Esper Shadow? I mean, Grixis Shadow is just so good, dude. It's on you, Panda. I passed the torch to you to figure out where Esper Shadow is playable. Am I feeling the pressure with only 4 true removal spells? I've got more removal spells in the sideboard. We're also, you know, a pretty threat-heavy deck, or somewhat threat-heavy, so we can flood the board as well. Archmage's Charm is also, like, almost a removal spell in this format. I'm going to use Archmage's Charm here because I want to be able to snap. I guess I have snap Archmage's Charm for next turn. I don't know. I think this is, you know, more mana efficient too. Our hand's pretty strong. But yeah, we also have like a lot of removal in the sideboard. We've got 2 pushes and 2 paths. I'm not that worried about it. Drawing a Wooded Foothill, so their mana woes are maybe over for now. Good draw. Red, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Appreciate ya. I should do a tournament where I play my 8 favorite cards and build directs around those cards. 2 leagues each, compare records, no repeat. I don't know. That kind of stuff usually sounds like way better on paper than in practice, but like usually like it just is like you're not actually playing like real matches of Modern. I don't know. Like the stipulation brew around a card. I guess I don't understand the suggestion exactly. Yeah, your 8 favorite cards. Yeah, I don't like to just like brew around my favorite cards. I prefer to try to like have good ideas and brew around them. Like here, like now you have like a density of ways to get Mentor in the graveyard and unearth it, where you didn't before, kind of in this archetype. Test of Talents, my Archmage's Charm. We could Force of Negation this. I think I'll pitch Mending. It's really bad if they have another Counterspell. Dang it. Is Mending just for value, no graveyard stuff? Well, you're Mending to like be able to discard Mentor and unearth it. We also have Lingering Souls in the sideboard for value, or for graveyard stuff, as you put it. I guess I could have played the I mean, I don't need to have Counterspell, Snap Counterspell, right? I have Snap Flusterstorm. Oh my gosh, I thought I misclicked. Oh, I really thought I misclicked and clicked on the the Flusterstorm. Okay, we drew a Flusterstorm. I'm gonna save these lands to loot away. I'm pretty happy. I'm happy enough to trade these Snapcasters for the tokens, where if we could get all the tokens out of their deck, then their deck is not super functional. Happy to trade for Bolt too. When there is Dovin's Veto is a good option to remand. Remand I just think is not very good in Modern right now. Diada's Ploy for Reanimator, or I don't know what Diada's Ploy is, but I mean I would assume that Mending is better. Mending is really, really good. What do you think is the best Snapcaster deck in Modern? I don't know. Probably Blue Moon. Yeah. 3-mana Enablers are really not very good. And Reanimator. Who do I want to win Worlds? Nassif, of course. My personal hero, Gabriel Nassif. Remand hasn't been good in Modern for 5 years. I actually think Remand was really good in the Uro metagame, Ross. Remand was actually like a pretty good card against Uro. The green is in their deck mostly for Wrenn and 6. I think they also sometimes play Veil of Summer. Alright, holding that. No more deck text. I have them set so you can only redeem them every 30 minutes. That way we don't, take too much time doing them at once. We played the Saga. Wait, how do I like the deck after a day of streaming? I've played the deck before on stream. I like the deck. I think it's pretty good. How do I feel about letting this resolve? I've already used 2 Snapcaster Mages. I can cycle Unearth. I guess I have my Mending. Mending is like a decent draw here. I think I'll go ahead and, I guess, fire off Force of Negation. Gift a sub to Ross. Thank you, Okara. Is my favorite deck in Modern right now? Favorite deck in Modern's probably Jun Sack, maybe Kiki Cord. Like that deck a lot. But it's also down to 7 minutes. We need to draw some gas. We milled over a Mending. That's actually really nice. It's also the life gain here is super relevant too. I actually think I can play my lands because I probably just want to discard this Mending. Is Kiki Cord in the stream decker? It should be, yeah. I played it basically all day Monday or Tuesday. One day was Resurgent Belief. But I might play some more Kiki Cord today. I might play it in the challenge tomorrow. Which flashbacks in the deck should I queue up? I thought that you got a random one, right? If you don't get a random one, play Battle of Wits. I declare that you shall play Battle of Wits. But I thought you got a random one. You get to pick? Okay, pick Battle of Wits. Do I discard Mentor and try to draw Unearth? I have 3 Unearthed in the deck. I think so, yeah. No. No, they say. Don't discard Mentor, try to draw Unearth. Come on. No, I think it was good. We have 3 Unearthed in like the 26 cards. I think it makes sense to me. Lucky, yeah. Obviously lucky. I don't know. I think it makes sense to me though. I think I like the play. With main deck Flusterstorms, I don't have main deck Flusterstorms, but I sense more which I think is weaker than Mentor overall. It doesn't trigger off Bauble either. I could be wrong. I'm trying to think if I should play this land. I think I'll play it. It's like the prowess token is like an actual threat where the like 1/1 pest isn't really. I might not. Maybe I shouldn't have main phase the consider though, because I don't have counterspell, Flusterstorm, Snap, Flusterstorm. Prismatic Ending. Okay. Pretty sure we just counterspell. I think Jund Saga is better than Jund Sack. They're very different decks. I know they both have Jund in the name. They're very different decks. I don't know. Alright, they just have red mana, so I'll just point all the counters at the reband. So they have 3 cards in their hand. So we can go... How many Snapcaster? So yeah, we get to go Snap, target Unearth target Snapcaster. And then we go always yield, always yield. Always yield. And then we snap on Earth again. On another Snapcaster. That was an insane draw. We snap Consider. Save the Fluster. It was definitely correct to Fluster there. They have so much mana. So I can just keep Bauble for another prowess trigger. Or I can get a little greedy. The greed has failed me. So we can beat Emrakul pretty easily here. Sarah's Emissary, we have 1 Teferi as an out to bounce it. Oh, okay. What a weird... I mean, I guess the greedy block is fine. I'm actually going to Thought Scour them. Because I don't want to mill my Teferi. Or maybe Thought Scour myself is better because of Mending. But my Teferi is like my only out to Emissary. But also they have... like I think they're just dead. Do another land. Yeah. 2-0, let's go. Although I really want to know. Played against not a real deck round 1. It was just black-white flyers, black-white tokens, but it didn't look very strong, I'll say. We can keep this. Yeah, also they had Orzhov Signet. Oh yeah, Resplendent Angel 2, Sarah the Benevolent. A lot of bangers. Alright, gonna keep Island here. Is this the Dono deck from Doom Extreme, a different version? I didn't see the Dono deck from Doom Extreme. I built this list card, bros. I actually played against Doomwake last night, though. When he was playing the Saga Blade deck. Was he... Wait, did Doomwake have an Esper Mentor Dono deck last night? Because I didn't see it if so, but I did play against Doomwake last night. Alright, so I'm gonna get a white source here. Try to draw Prismatic Ending. And then I guess I'll scour. We milled over Mentor, but we got the wrong color, huh? Okay, now we have the right color. Let's go! That's kind of a cute Ragavan you have there, opponent. Cute Ragavan. I'm gonna do this now for Bauble. How do you respond to people who suggest you just change shapes to hide in this place, but you're still an animal? I don't understand that comment at all, Lockhart. I don't understand that comment at all. Any Steelers in the chat? Yeah, I think they're pretty incentivized to kill this, and then we'll just steal the Ragavan. So, when I played against Doom last night, Doom was playing a blue-white Saga Blade Dono deck. Maybe I'll steal a Channeler. Kind of feeling it. They played around Charm well. So they have 3 card types. I think I'll exile the Channeler, because just leaving the Monk token, they're so incentivized to kill the Monk token. Now that they've gotten 2 for 1 by the Mentor, they've gotten 2 for 1 by the Charm, and so they're really incentivized to just kill this token and try to get in there. And then if they do that, we just steal the monkey. But I guess I'll steal in response to the Inquisition here. Yeah, Charm was still a 2 for 1 there. Pretty sure it's song lyrics. Yeah, just super trippy. It's like there's way more control in the Dono list. Yeah, I imagine. Trigger prowess off the consider. My opponent still has access to Lurrus. Yeah, we'll just graveyard that, get a little bit of value. Snapcaster's a great draw. I could snap on Earth here. That's probably fine. I guess I missed a point of damage. Why do you keep playing decks I want to build? Can I stop? If I stop, I starve, so... no thanks. Alright. Mentor down. Never stop stealing either. Easy play. Gotta be careful not to flashback the Mending with my 1/1 Shadow, though. Okay, so this matchup seems okay. I want these Fatal Pushes. I also want the Lingering Souls. I don't know that. I might want Teferi. I might think my curve might be too high. Let me cut the 4th Bauble, 4th Counterspell, the Lurrus. Could get the 4th Mentor too. Kind of like that. Yeah, a bit too free for the bean, huh? Has anyone else ever put 4 Lingering Souls in the sideboard? I've been putting 4 Lingering Souls in the sideboard of some decks. I mean, I think they're really good against, specifically these Ragavan decks and Control. And they fit really well in this deck with all the graveyard synergies. Don't stop playing, just stop playing new and interesting decks. Play decks I already own cards for. Yeah, gotcha. Of course. Just send me your full collection. Is this an answer to the meta or a Sick Brew I want to try? Sick Brew, I guess. I've been testing it off stream. It's been feeling pretty good. How's this deck beat Mana decks, especially Tron? Well, you have Counterspell, Archmage's Charm, Force of Negation, all in the main deck. I think it's kind of a perception that Counterspell decks or blue decks have, a bad Tron matchup. Because for a long time they did, because they had to play Mana Leak. But now you have Counterspell, which is so sick against Tron. Like Blue-Red Murktide is a pretty good Tron matchup for a pretty similar reason. And the Force of Negations also are a big buff as well. And also, I haven't played against too much Tron this week, so I don't have dedicated sideboard cards for the matchup, but I'm also just not that worried about it. Thought Seize. See if they have another 1-mana creature. Do you have the P.O. box to get them to? I will. I can't believe I'm still saying I will at some point. I do intend to. I just don't know how I keep forgetting to open the P.O. box. But I promise I will open it. My days are so busy. I don't have any CFB stuff to do tonight. No, I do. I do actually have to do a promo video. So we'll see. I'll get it done. Thank you for your patience, red headbands. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for your million channel points. Let's bubble myself. If I see like Archmage's Charm on top, or maybe push, I'll make a different line here. Okay, I guess I'll just draw that, huh? Bane bot, 4 months, thank you. He didn't get it done. So sorry, it's been months. This looks very close to a deck I built before the Astral Ban. Yeah, for sure. Like this deck is very inspired by those older versions of the archetype. Well, so I'm gonna take the hit from the shadow. I'm gonna hope that my opponent doesn't play Lurrus into all this open mana, and then I guess I have to go Snapcaster, force the Lantern. When he gets it, he'll never check it. Esther might check it. I'll probably check it like once a month. Is that good? Is that a good amount of times to check something? Opponent with no fear. I guess it makes sense to push the advantage. If Esther's checking the P.O. box, would I have her open it? I asked Esther to go open the P.O. box. And she was like, "Oh, they needed." I gave her my card, and she's like, "Oh, they needed your name to open the box, and they needed you to be there." And I'm like, "Well, why didn't you just open it in your name?" And she's like, "Oh, I guess I could have done that." And so now the PO box is not open. And she said that she would go back and open it, but she also hasn't. Don't talk shit about you. I'm talking truth about you. Just not used to Esther being in the chat. Wait, they let me push here? It's really surprising. I think I'm ending here. I'm not sure. I think I'll just snap consider. I want to do this now before they have the information about the draw. Okay, they just sack the Lantern now. And then I think we can't attack. I don't really know how we get out of this with the Lurrus over there. Go outside for once in your week. Listen, I'm not saying I shouldn't have already opened the P.O. box. Green Peony, 3 months, appreciate ya. Archmage's Charm? Alright, it's Prismatic Ending, the Lurrus. Please tell you the second's good. It's felt decent so far. Don't know how good it is yet. Alright, so you have to chump here. Take the hit. But if we can find Archmage's Charm, we're actually just in good shape, I think. Okay, Lingering Souls is really weird for them because we can flash it back if they cast it. Don't believe his excuses for PO box not being open. Esther, I don't know if you came in like right when I was telling the story, but it's also my laziness too. It's also my laziness too. Okay, so we can hit Lingering Souls off of this. We did not. Game 3.
What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike.
Esther would never lie to us. That's true. Do I want to change anything for game 3? I don't think so. My champion for Worlds is definitely Nassif. It's not close. No Path? No, Path isn't good against them. All their creatures are 1 mana. And like just giving them like the extra mana for Lurrus, I think it's a really big mistake. What about Paulo? I mean, I like Paulo too. There's a lot of people I really like, but you know, there's nobody I like more than Nassif. Paulo's great, of course. Keepable hand. Keepable hand. I'm a Mengu boy. Wait, I didn't think Mengu was qualified for Worlds. Right? Yeah, I didn't think so either. My heart would be a little torn if Mengu was qualified, of course. Alright, turn 1 monkey. I would prefer to not have to answer that with a Snapcaster Mage. Okay, we found an ending. Pretty good turn 2. Maybe on the draw. I guess I wait. So I'm on the play. But maybe on the draw I should have gone down to just like 2 counter spells. I'll cast the Consider in response, I think. And then we'll take the Snapcaster Mage pretty easily. Yeah, this is the first league on stream with the deck. They took Lingering Souls? Okay, they have the Lantern. Lantern's been so good this match. I think I'd fire off Counterspell here. Another Lantern. So sometimes you never answer questions I see. So sometimes you answer questions that I don't see in Twitch chat. Do you have like a Discord or something? I don't know what you're talking about. I do have a Discord. I never check it. Never ever check it. But if I'm answering questions on stream, I'm not like opening DMs on Discord in the middle of the stream. But there is a Discord channel. I don't really know what it looks like these days. I haven't opened it in months. And I don't really want to. Max Magic, 2 months. Thanks so much. Making up questions. One of my favorite streamers, the Happy Hob, does that. He'll make up like a really mean, hateful comment. He's got a larger chat, but he'll make up a comment and he'll like pretend like he's responding to it, but nobody said anything. I think I'm just gonna trade Snapcaster for or the flashback of Snapcaster for one of the lanterns here if they want to make that trade. And then Counterspell the Channeler, I think. Yeah, I want to use my cards pretty aggressively against the deck that has discard spells. I don't know, you know, like if I can possibly blank a discard spell, it's going to be pretty good for me, I think. If I cycle this, what would I cast immediately? There's really nothing, so I'll just attack. What do you think is the best control deck at the moment? Good question. I think Blue-White's really good, but I think that Blue Moon is probably the control deck I'd play. Alright, cycle the Unearth. Is Snap underrated? Snap is a good card in Modern. It's just like there are a lot of cards in Modern that Snapcaster has tension with, like Murktide Regent. It's kind of the big one. Sax a creature, make a 1/1. I think I just let that go. So if I draw a land, I can go land. Okay, yeah, I'll just play Mentor, Bauble. And then I'll pop the Bauble now in case I draw 1 mana cantrip. They have another Kaya's God, but we have a Monk to sacrifice. They have 2 cards plus the Kaya's God, and we drew Consider. Let's go. Let's freaking go. I didn't slide in the Flusterstorms. Not Reclamation. Reclamation's really good too. I think you can make a good case for Reclamation. I just don't have the like reps with the deck still to assert that that's like the best control deck. But I do really like that one for sure. So it's Kaya's Gaia mystery card. Feeling very good about our spot. No attack with the spirit token's kind of weird. Doesn't really matter that much, I guess. Yeah, definitely keeping a cantrip. So this is their Bauble draw. We drew a Bauble. Let's go, dude. I might have attacks here. Let's Bauble myself. Archmage's Charm. Let's draw that Charm, baby. I guess I just steal the Shadow. What I mill? Okay. I don't get to keep the shadow, but I just have a great attack. What Demir thing in the ice? I haven't played that one in a while. I haven't really played it like since the trophy race, so while the decks might still be good, I don't want to like assert that it is when I haven't been playing it. Okay. Is Monastery Mentor broken and modern? Question mark, question mark, question mark. How terrible of time is to play Mentor in paper? I've played Mentor in Legacy a bunch with Miracles, and it's pretty fun. This hand's kind of bad on the play. I think I'll keep, though. It's got a high upside. If we draw a land or draw a Mending, can cycle Unearth, maybe. Snap Unearth. Yeah, if you want a sideboard card for burn, I play Brutality, but also the burn matchup doesn't. You don't really need a sideboard card for the burn matchup, in my opinion. Like the burn matchup is very complicated and difficult, but it's like if you play it really well and understand it, it's gonna be fine. I'm actually kind of feeling this Lantern Surgical split. If you feel like there's a lot of Phoenix in your area, then you're going to want to play more Surgicals, but if not, then I think that split's pretty good. So I think I'm just going to jam Mentor, and if it gets oh. Okay, now I'm Mending. I can stop the Unearth. Spirals. We're playing against a Reclamation deck. Hopefully they don't get to turn 3 Reclamation. Looks like it's just maybe my team or Recklist. We'll see. Discard and Baby Jace not where you want to be in the deck. Nope. 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 If you play discard spells, your mana is so much worse to need blue, black, and white on turn 1. Like just like this blue-white mana base with the light splash is really nice. Red and 6 good. Oh, actually they don't have a fetch land. Not actually that good. So I probably snap Unearth here, get back on the board when they're tapped low. Should think social. Good luck playing some Shadow. I haven't been playing it much lately, but I will be soon, I think. I have 3 cards in hand. Do I get to untap with Mentor? I do. I do. So my opponent could have Typhoon, so I'm going to attack Ren and 6. See what they do. If they make a 3/3 shark, I'll steal the shark and then kill the Ren. They did not. I want one Teferi the main over Lurrus. Yeah, I do disagree, but I don't think that's the worst choice ever. They do have the shark. But it's fine, we can disagree. Just like the Lurrus, I feel like has so much more synergy with the Baubles and the Unearth. And we do have this transformative Lurrus sideboard plan. I don't know if it's actually good in any matchup. Okay, 3 cards left still. They plus returning no cards. Kind of surprised they didn't just kill the monk. Okay, I'm gonna attack the shark token at Ren, the monk at them. I don't want to use my ending here. Doesn't really feel that necessary to use. Then we can, I guess, flashback Mending if we don't need to counter anything. I'll counter Memory Deluge. Will I try to brew Blue Moon at some point? Maybe, yeah. I mean, brew is probably a strong word for Blue Moon, to be honest. Because, like, Jacob... I don't know how to say Jacob's last name. I think it's Kaminsky. But Jacob's been playing a lot of Blue Moon. Jacob's a really good builder. Has been playing a lot of different versions, so... I imagine my list would look pretty close to some of his variants. Although I will say that I would probably play it. My inclination would be to just play Ragavan Murktide as the creatures and no Channeler, but he's been doing well with Channeler too. I do like that I do like the Furies as well. I would be playing Iterations, but I'm not sure exactly what the 75 would be. You know, I get flashback Mending here. Yeah, Blue Moon is, I think, very good right now. I guess I'll discard the endings. Hold up Snap Charm. Could Jeskai Mentor be a good deck? You get Expressurations in my Sideboard cards. The thing about Mentor is at its best when you unearth it and then immediately get to play spells. It's really hard to just spend 3 mana on Mentor and get value out of it right away. And when you spend 3 mana on it and it dies for 1 mana, as it does so often in Modern, that's really where it okay, love that. Now we can make use out of our ending. That it really just isn't good in those spots, I feel. Recommend Murktide, no Snap. I would play Snapcaster too. Sorry, yeah, just no DRC. I would probably play Fury. I haven't sat down and built the list though, as it's probably like blatantly obvious. I haven't sat down and built the list, but if I do, like, these are kind of the initial ideas that I would start with. Not sure about this. I think it's better to play Mentor Ending rather than Hold Up Force. Okay, do I ending the Shark token now? I think so. No, let's not do this since I'll trade Monk token for Snapcaster. I'm not gonna do this now since if my opponent draws a land, they might not cast Memory Deluge into 2 open mana. We can't like really let them resolve the deluge. Yeah, you could play Gutshot in the sideboard. I don't like it in the main deck, but kind of just like rather play Fatal Push. Called shot. Ugh. I guess I counter. Use my mana now, and then if they go to 8, or I guess they go to 6, because we get them for 2. They go to 6, spend their entire turn flashing back Deluge. We get to exile the token, or we get to exile if they leave 1 blocker back. Either blocker. If they leave 2 blockers back, we can maybe draw another ending. I guess we discarded a bunch of endings. But I guess what I'm trying to ramble and say, if we draw a spell or 2, we're in pretty good shape. They should main phase this Deluge. Oh, they found a land, so they can actually find Lightning Bolt off the Deluge pretty easily, right? Booty, thank you for the 2 months. Appreciate you. No bolts? Seems like no bolts. Big draw step? Let's go. Big draw. Guess I'll cast the Mending first. It looks like they're playing my list. I'm not 100% sure, though. You can never really be 100% sure until you see a different card, right? What a close game. What a close game. So I want to cut the endings. I want to bring in the Teferis, the Flusterstorms. I also think Lingering Souls is really good against them. Is it time for the... We could do the Lurrus sideboard plan. I think we're not bringing in Teferi. Yeah, that doesn't really make any sense. But I think Mentor's not at its best here. So I think I'm just going to go down on the Mentor plan a little bit. 2/2. Just be more in on Lingering Souls and Counterspells. I guess... Prismatic Ending does answer Ren in 6. I'll play 1 Prismatic Ending over Scour number 4. Yeah, I know I can't Lurrus with Teferi main. I cited out the Lurrus. I'm not trying to have Lurrus as a companion. I just cited it out here. Let me use the restroom real quick, and it might not be that quick. Thank you for your patience, chat. You know, I've only pooped. I think that's my like 5th or 6th time I've ever pooped during the stream. Lifetime. Usually I'm a little more regulated. Yeah, you were here. It's a very rare occurrence. So we milled over one of our 2 Watery Graves. Something to keep in mind. We'll want to fetch the other one soon. We don't have much black source. Yeah, where were you? I should have trimmed Mendings because I'm down on the Mentor plan. This was a mistake in sideboarding, I think. Do you have a large paper collection? I have a decently large modern collection at the moment. I used to have Legacy collection too. But then like in 2016, I sold my modern and Legacy collection, and then in the last like 2 years, I've been rebuilding it. Misha, thank you for tier 1. Appreciate you. Oh yeah. Well, I think washing my hands was not on the list of things I wasn't doing in protest of Golos being banned. I also don't know if that meme is just dead or not. I feel like I'm kind of running it into the ground. Oh wait, no, I've got the Lingering Soul, so the Mendings are actually a little bit better, maybe. Why did I sell it? It was broke at the time. A bad financial situation. As a lot of Magic players, you know, find themselves in. Thank you, Misha. Glad you liked the trophy race. I think I'm gonna trophy race again next season. Why scour over an instant cantrip like Opt? We want to dump cards into the graveyard. There's a pretty high upside, especially when you have at least Mending in the deck, and like you want to bin Mentor too. So gonna unearth Snapcaster here. Do you plan to attend to a lot of paper wins? So I'll definitely, assuming that we kick COVID in the ass in our lifetime, I do want to play paper events again, but I don't know exactly how frequently I'll be doing it. It's especially like being a streamer, it is harder to like I am like losing. It's better EV for me to stream. It's just better for the channel to like stay streaming. But I would definitely play, the local events in my area still, like I did before. And then I'd probably travel to a tournament a couple of times a year. Would be how I predict I'd handle things. I guess I'll discard the Force. Not sure. Could discard Counterspell number 2. Yeah, we can go Snap, Unearth, on Mentor, and hold up Counterspell Force. Yeah, I do plan to go to Vegas. It's in the plans. I think I'm gonna let this resolve. This way, if they have another counterspell in their hand, we get to resolve the Mentor. Which feels pretty important to me. They could just have a bolt. I used to do donation decks. It's not really, I think, good for the stream to do them these days, but I just don't think donation decks are coming back, unfortunately. Like I had fun doing them. I should probably force this. I had fun doing them, but it's just hard to give people. Sorry, I didn't mean to pitch the Snapcaster. What are we doing? I meant to pitch, I think, the Counterspell. It's hard to give people the individual attention they deserve when the stream is this big. Do you have an updated list on Gen Sacrifice? I really like the list I've been playing. I wouldn't really change anything for the time being, which is kind of why I haven't been playing it, because I just don't have ideas for changes yet. Wear a body cam for paper events? I don't know. I really like to just enjoy paper events. It's also a bit weird probably for your opponent to sit down with like a body cam and webcam at a paper tournament. What do you think of Delusion Blue Moon? I don't know about... I don't know. I think that like if you're playing Murktide, I kind of prefer Factor Fiction. But it's close. Maybe get a little bit of Thought Scour value too. I really wish you could choose your token art. I don't know. I don't like to have the sub count public, since I kind of just prefer for the stream to be about the magic, not the money, you know what I mean? Well, I'm 26 months. Appreciate you, buddy. Yeah, I don't like to have the sub count on the stream. I don't like to beg for subs. Just like to play the game, talk about the game. Any chance we can get you to do a 2 free for the Bean playmat? You play at IRL events? I mean, I've got some playmats I really like. I've got some sick playmats I really like. It depends on how good the Bean playmat is, but I wouldn't completely rule it out. I think I'll hold the land to loot. You can, if I'm wrong and you can choose your token art, I'd love to know how. I could be wrong. Nice clean 2-for-1 with these Lingering Souls. Do you ever get to use the? Yeah, I haven't used that playmat. I haven't played Paper Magic since the Hunter Burton. I was really hoping it would come in time for that tournament, but it didn't. But maybe I'll use that one at GP Vegas. It's either that or the Black Lotus mat. Endurance? Oh no. It's not that bad. It's not that good either. So now I can't unearth a Mentor. I guess I'll main phase Mending in case I find a Mentor. There's a Lingering Souls. So I guess I'll discard the Souls for value. And I think I'll wait on the flashback. Vegas is in November. I think I'll take the 5 here. I'm trying to think if I want to flashback the Mending end of turn. Not really, choice now. Maybe blocking was good so I could snap Unearth. Here, I'll just flashback the Lingering Souls. When are we going back to Jessica Monk Team Murktide? At some point, I might play it in the challenge tomorrow. So you probably triple block the Endurance. Bolt the Snapcaster Mage. I think we just let this go. Vegas was this weekend when I play. Probably the Jeskai Murktide deck, but maybe Junsack too. I'm going to flashback the Mending here. It's really bad if they have another Endurance. We don't currently have an answer for another Endurance anyways. Okay. So I'm going to discard Force Flusterstorm. And I think I'm gonna play this like a little slow. The life gain on Mending's been so relevant this game. Counterspell is probably fine to keep here. Is Teferi even good here? I mean, there's decks full of counterspells. Teferi is good against Reclamation decks, historically. I think I'm going to draw two. They've got two cards in their hands. We'd have to, you know, bolt, snap, bolts, or whatever, but... Or bolt, bolt. Typhoon's also a problem here. But I'm going to go for Teferi. I was hoping to draw one land off the charm at least. Okay, so they must have Typhoon. So we can now Lingering Souls. And thank you, Endurance, for shuffling these basic islands back in. I know this doesn't play very well around Lightning Bolt. Now that I go to 3. Okay, I don't know. I guess they might have bolts. Oh no! Oh man, it really seemed like they had Typhoon. Oh, such a close game. Jeez. Alright, in the play, I don't think I'll get the ending. And I think I'll go... Maybe I'll just go back up to 3 Mentor and the 3rd Unearth. Let's do this. This hand's not very good. I think I'm gonna mulligan. It's close, though. I think I'll Bauble on turn 1. There's probably a good argument for holding it for Mentor, though. Typhoon on top. Oh, man, this game is so close. I really want to at least be playing for 5-0. Second Mentor is not a very good draw. Okay, now we need to draw Mending. And a Black Source, I guess. Yeah, really awkward multi-6 on the play here. I guess I could maybe cycle this Unearth. I'm going to give it a draw step. What a draw step. Holy guac. Everybody be cool. Everybody be cool. How's the matchup against Jeskai Murktide? Well, I will say that not a lot of people have adapted the Jeskai deck, to be honest. Like, most people are still playing blue-red, so that's feels like the more relevant of the two matchups. But I don't know. I haven't really played. I did lose to blue-red last night, but then I ended up adding some paths that weren't in my sideboard of my draft last night too, so hard to say. Green? Oh, they just have another red, but they mistapped. Oh, they're cycling Typhoon. Okay, that's... Oh my gosh. This has been a really nerve-wracking game. We've had like an awkward mulligan on the play. Had to counter the Written 6 instead of Mending end of turn. They did find the land. We really need a Black Source, though. Graveyard. It's okay, we do have some time. If I was to play a Team Unified tournament, any idea what line be? Not really, no. If I wasn't in the middle of like a really tense game here, I might devote some brain power, but not at the moment. Explosives on 0, so they don't have to go to discard. I'm really scared of Endurance here, but I'm gonna draw 2. Can't live in fear forever. Hips, thank you for 3 months. Thank you so much. They have the Endurance, unfortunately for us. It's really bad. Not the end of the game. They're still missing lands. I'm going to draw 2 again. Yeah, with them missing lands, I really feel like they were supposed to draw 2 here instead of countering, but whatever. Tucker, thank you for the Twitch Prime. It's nice of you. Okay, there's our black source. A little late, to be honest. Probably gonna end up cycling on an Earth end of turn. Alright, let's just get a tapped Watery Grave. Wish I had those Mentors in the yard. We are pretty ahead on cards. Sorry about the dumpster outside. Boom. No way. We just shuffled that away. Alright, I'll cycle another one. Alright, it's a good draw. Is Teferi even good against them? I think so. I think we're supposed to counterspell. It's kind of easy for them to just have another burn spell, though, I guess. Yeah. I don't think I'm supposed to force the burn spell. Let's cast Consider. It would be great to bin a Mentor. Let's cast Consider. It would be great to bin a Mentor. Yeah. Is it good to bin a Snapcaster? We'll keep the Snapcaster, but like Snap. Yeah, I guess we don't have any other creatures to snap back. Snap Unearth yet. Yeah, less burn in hand for Mentor. Good attitude. Seems like they had Wrenn and 6 there. They decided not to cast it into all this open mana. I'm pretty happy to just run Snapcaster here, even though I don't have like a lot of protection for it. I'm just gonna Snap Consider, and then if they counter it, I can Unearth the Snapcaster. Get a good 2 for 1 mana. Yeah, pretty unlucky for them to not hit these lands, but also like countering the Wrenn and 6 was just so important here. There are a few elemental decks and Thopter combo players to store. If I'm playing just get Murktide, is Torpor Orb Hushbringer best sideboard card ever? It's you know, a passable sideboard card. Best ever is probably a bit of an exaggeration. They get another Endurance down here. I don't think I'm that worried about it in this sports day. Kind of surprised they didn't respond. I guess they didn't want this Endurance countered, but oh yeah, this is the same Endurance. Yeah, I'm not really that worried about it here though. I can keep a Thought Scour, and then I might go Snap Caster, target Consider, double block, and then we can go Unearth Snapcaster, Snap Unearth next turn. Best sideboard card ever. Lurrus is the best sideboard card ever. In so many sideboards. I don't think I'm going to counter that. Still have 6 cards in their hand. It's a lot. Come on, Monastery Mentor. Keep a Snapcaster. Oh, I don't have double black to Snap Unearth. Alright, so let's Thought Scour ourselves then. Thought Scour ourselves. There's the black source. We hit Lingering Souls, Faithful Mending, drew Counterspell. Jeez. It's kind of the nuts. Tomaz, 3 months, thank you so much. Spike on stream, everything right in the world. Hell yeah, buddy. It's turn 11, my opponent finally draws land number 4. Not the most lucky for them. Let's not cast the Mending. Let them draw another Endurance. Just let's. I guess we'll play our island and then Flashback Souls. and pass back. They did shuffle the other Teferi back into the deck, so we have 2 Teferis to like bounce the Endurance at some point, or eventually find a Mentor and overwhelm them. It's kind of funny that these Endurances have like they've let us like continue to dig through our deck. I think I'm going to use Force of Negation at this point in the game. Don't think I Flashback Mending. Actually, if they play Endurance, it's not that big a deal. Yeah, I'll Flashback the Mending. I think I'll still just wait here. We're creeping back ahead on time, slowly but surely. Looks like they're making a Typhoon, which is fine. You can double block that. What a weird game. Yeah, especially with the explosives in play, I don't really mind this double block. We have three Mentors still in the deck. We've gone through our deck a bunch with these Endurances. We haven't drawn a Mentor yet. But I will Flashback Mending again. Teferi's nice. I think I'll just discard both the Flashback spells and then cast Consider. Graveyard. I think I'm out of fetchables. Yeah, I have the basic island in the graveyard, so Teferi with 2 counters up seems good to me. You'll resolve Teferi the Time Raveler. You're going to resolve. But now what? Bounce the Endurance plus. They've already used 2 Unholy Heats. They could maybe snap Unholy Heat though. I think I'll just bounce the Endurance. I actually don't really mind that much if they Endurance my yard again. Taps them out, and then I'll be able to fetch. Finally found a Mentor. Did we cut 2 Mentors? No, for game 2 we cited out 2 Mentors, but I went back up to 3 for game 3. Please don't harass the mods at all, random users. Just trying to get things back on track here. Right, not that bad of an exchange, all said and done. That's a very good draw too. I could actually see this game go into time. Yeah, you can harass me instead, please. I'll bear all of it. And I think I just pass here with Snap, Counterspell, plus Flusterstorm up instead of flashing back anything or playing this. No, I've never been to Scandinavia. I would like to go, though. I've always wanted to visit the Swiss Alps. Is that redundant, the Swiss Alps? Because the Alps are in Switzerland, so that might be a bit redundant to say. Wow, I just get to untap. Sick. They're also in France and Germany. I didn't know that actually. I've just seen so many pictures from them from Switzerland. Yeah, I didn't know that they were in any other country. It's good to know. That's always like been really high on my list of places I'd like to go. Maybe just always #1 even. Okay, so let's attack. We know that they have this endurance, and we don't necessarily want to commit too much into the explosives. The Alps are not in Scandinavia. Oh yeah, sorry. I always think of Switzerland as Scandinavia, but it's not really, is it? Yeah. It's just kind of like like specifically the mountains from the Alps. They look to me kind of like a similar landscape to Scandinavia. So I always kind of like think of them as being in the same area. But I've never been to Europe at all. I'm not very well traveled. I think we passed back. Americans in geography. It's not my fault. It's the school system. Or maybe it is my fault because I'm a college dropout. Yeah, I don't think I've timed out on stream, I think, one time in my streaming career, maybe twice, but it doesn't happen very often. I did have an appointment to take in the middle of this match. EE on 2? Deal. It's pretty good. I was starting to be an English teacher. I changed my degree a lot, but that's kind of what I settled on. I don't really have that much left, but also I don't know that that's necessarily even where I'd like want to be if I went back to school. Any tips for a deck on the cheaper to start playing a modern? I've wrote I think 3.5 budget deck guides for Channel Fireball for good entry points to modern. I've got like a budget mono black Lurrus deck, a budget Reclamation deck, a budget blue black Thing in the Ice control deck, and then in my mono green Eldrazi article, I have a budget version of that deck listed as well. But that one is I think on the CFB Pro side, but all the other budget articles are free to read. This should be a W here. And most of like the budget articles that I make, the kind of purpose is like you can get like a cheap entry point, a playable version of these decks for like F&M, and then eventually upgrade them over time, instead of having to spend like $200 for like a burn deck or an affinity deck that you're not that interested in, and so you can actually spend like your budget money for something that you're more interested in playing, is the kind of idea. All right, so we're 4-0 with our first League of Mentor on the day. It's taken 2 hours and 11 minutes to get here, though. Very long league so far. And Brian Kibler, I think, have always been like, as Zach Elsick too, have been like the biggest influences me in my earlier career. And now I don't like Gabriel Nassif as much anymore. I mostly like Yellow Hat and Doomwake are my two biggest heroes. Can't Stay Away could be sweet. Yeah, it is. The problem is like you just don't have like the density of creatures, I think. Because like if you only have 5 cards that it's good to hit, like the flashback's not that good. Bring it to Yawgmoth. Ending's really good against them. Don't have that much sideboard though. Ending is really good against them. I think I'm supposed to ending this. I'm not sure. Feels right. Could this be a Dakin deck? Probably not. You have too many 3-drops as is, I think. Alright, so I guess I'm going to Mending so I can get the Mentor in the yard here. Well, missing lands feels pretty bad. What are you going to do? What is the purpose of main deck Lurrus over another card advantage spell? It's just instantly good in the deck that's already playing Unearth and Bauble. I think it's the best choice because of those conditions that we're meeting. So they're missing their 4th land. I might just steal the Birds of Paradise if I draw lands. Consider. Alright, pass back. Yeah, it's kind of funny. People think I'd never get mana screwed. That's kind of very funny. I mean, earlier today we were super mana flooded too. I was kind of hoping they wouldn't jam the Yawgmoth into 2 open mana, but they probably have multiple Yawgmoths. We Thought Scour them. Why would we Thought Scour them? Into the Grist that can ultimate. I should have seen Fran last night. Was Fran very mana screwed? I think I'm conceding here. Rough game one. Rough game one. 2 non-consecutive months got there. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. Welcome back. Yeah, never bet against Yogg. Yogg's a good deck. I think this hand's fine on the play. I think I should Bauble myself on turn 1. Since I have so many 1-mana cantrips. If I see a 1-mana cantrip on turn 1, I'm going to want to play an untapped blue source. But if not, I'm going to want to play the tapped fountain. And so that feels like pretty relevant information to know if I'm going to draw a 1-mana spell off the Bauble. Good difference fries and melted cheddar cheese. It's probably not good for your health. And we got rewarded here. Awesome. We didn't get comboed by Yawgmoth, but we were in a spot where we could never come back. Especially with us not having like main deck answers to Yawgmoth. If my opponent plays, I think most 2-drops I'll just not counter here. Orbit, thank you for extending your sub through September, or December, that's a long time. Oh boy, Dread Arbor. Come on, Black Source Fatal Push, I guess. You guys want to path to Dryad Arbor? I guess Dryad Arbor doesn't get Prismatic Ending. I guess I'll keep the Mentor in my hand, and then I'll put back... I'll discard Bending, and then I'll discard Path. When they're, like, seem to be a little mana screwed here. A little soft to Grist. Yeah, I'm not convinced that Yawgmoth should play the Dryad Arbor. If Wall of Roots on top. I don't know. It's fine, but you know, just like in the Jund Sack deck, you know, drawing Dryad Arbor really sucks. What is the deck that has a good matchup for Living End? They do have the Grist. But we can exile the Young Wolf and then kill the Grist. So it's not that bad here. If I draw a land, I'll play Mentor, I think. Maybe someone in chat can help you out. I'm kind of blanking on what has like a good Living End matchup. Go, Monk Token, go. Oh, Reanimator has a really good Living End matchup. I think I'll counter Wall of Roots. No Veil of Silver, please. Come on. Gross. Okay, I don't have a black source to unearth this Mentor. I think I'll try to consider into one. Missed. Not looking too good, chat. Not looking too good. I think a Mentor on the side of Jessica Merrick for controlled other grindy matchups. Mentor isn't good in those spots. It's like Mentor is honestly, I think, only good if you're playing on Earth. But there are like way better cards to play for other grindy matchups. It's like Teferi Time Raveler, like yeah, how is so much stronger in those spots. Okay, that's a good start for us. They have Eldritch Evolution, maybe? They do. They get a second Grist, probably. They could maybe get Messenger and try to combo off. Endurance. It's very good here. Dude, Endurance was such a soul read. Maybe not. Is Mentor good against Spearwood John? Their back as a bolt? I mean, it's not just bolt. Their deck is full of removal spells. But like when you play Unearth, you get to like, you know, really negate the damage of removal spells against Mentor, because it's so easy to Unearth Mentor and get a couple of tokens which are super impactful by themselves. And so like playing on Earth, you get to largely negate the downside of Mentor. Is the idea, at least. Not looking good, chat. Wait, they plussed? They plussed? Amazing for us. They're attacking? What the hell? I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I don't know what to say. Graveyard that. Not a great draw. Hard to complain too much. We just had a big swing of luck in our favor. They like Grisco to 1. They like Grisco to 1. Kind of think they have another Veil of Summer. I don't really think they have Yawgmoth in their hand, but maybe they do. Maybe they have Evolution here. Yeah. We're not dead. Maybe need more black sources for lands? I don't really think so. We have 9 black sources, and we have a very light black splash in the main deck of just Unearth. This is going to happen some amount of the time, but I think the mana's fine. That's the combo. Opponent can machine gun our entire board, right? No. To machine gun our board, they need Hapatra. They can kill a lot of our creatures, but they're at 7 life here. I have 3 prowess tokens in play. It's not over. Our hand is like not really doing anything. That was kind of the problem. But if I can draw a fetch land or a black source here, I guess fetch land for Revolt is really important. Then I get to trigger prowess twice. It's really my only line. They're just gonna kill all my monks. Kill 2 monks. Yeah, we really need to draw black source. If we can kill Yawgmoth, we've got a chance here. Fetch land, fetch land. Damn it. Yeah, if we draw a fetch land here, we get to kill Yawgmoth, we attack. It's not that bad for us, but now they can probably just put... well, I guess they do need a way to put Blood Artist in play, or the whatever. No, they can use Grist to reset an Undying creature, so it's pretty easy for them to have something here. Super easy block. Can't believe they let me kill an Undying creature. They have another one. I got to untap? How am I untapping here? Why is this game not over? I guess I'm gonna play Mentor and to consider. Oh my gosh. So stressful. We're still really behind. Yeah, Artist plus 2 Undying is infinite. Well, it's not infinite. You're restricted by the number of cards in your library. But you also need to have at least 2 life to start the loop. But somehow they just don't have any... Like, they have 5 cards in their hand. We just can't... And we just can't find a fetch land. We've had so many looks these last few turns. Just, like, gut-wrenching to have so many looks at a fetch land and just never find one. But my opponent's not doing anything! What's going on? What the hell is happening? Yeah, we have a main deck Lurrus. It just is instantly good in like your Unearth, Mishra's Bauble deck. Yeah, I think I'm just letting the Mentor die here. They have 3 life. If they ever go to 1 life, it's really bad for them. They have 8 cards in their hand though. If only they had Urborg in play too instead of this Yavimaya, by the way. So I'm gonna Snap Path Endurance. And now all of these monk tokens are lethal, so they have to block both of them. They pitch Endurance. Pitching Wall of Roots. Okay. So now they get to eat a token. We're in really bad shape. We've been in really bad shape for like the last 1,000 turns, so who cares, right? Probably should have blocked with both Young Wolves in case I had another Prowess Enabler for 1 mana. Urborg, please. I guess, I don't know. Our hand's just so bad. Oh, we're probably dead to the Grist Ultimate too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I thought I was counting Grist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I missed the Dryad Arbor. Okay, so I don't really mind the Snapcaster being in the graveyard with the Unearth, maybe. Can steal the Hierarch. Attack for 3. I think I'm just gonna have to draw 2 though. They could have Veil Summer pretty easily. Still no black mana. We're dead to the Grist Ultimate, but my opponent's been making a lot of mistakes, so I'll make them play it out. I bet they see the line, though. Really wanted that trophy, guys. It's too bad. The deck felt decent, though, obviously. Sorry, Believers. Believers have lost, I think, the last 2 bets. Yeah, that was pain. Both games are pretty painful. I'm gonna run it back, though. Oh, yeah, deck's feeling sweet. That's obviously all that matters, right? Yeah, good match, too. Yeah, I was lucky to not get to the prediction in time. Oh, man. Is there a way to get more Black Swords in the deck? 9 is quite low if we hope to get turned to Earth. I mean, 9 is not that low, but it's also like in the main deck, Unearth is the only black spell. If you don't, I mean, which I don't think you should completely count Lurrus. Unearth is the only black spell, and it's like you're not really wanting to play it till turn 3 that often. You can even cycle it if you don't have black mana. You have a few more. You have Push and Souls, but I think 9 is plenty of sources. Like, it's also like we had so many draws to find a black source that game. Like, the math was just astronomically, you know, in our favor, and it didn't work out, and that's fine. It doesn't always work out. Why not trying Jace Prodigy? So one thing is, like, you know, a lot of people keep suggesting adding more threats. It's really my opinion that the more threats you add to this deck, the worse you make Monastery Mentor. And you can't really afford to make Monastery Mentor much worse, because it's not, you know, it's not a modern staple. The card is, like, needs a lot of help to be as powerful as it is in this deck, and I just think you make your deck worse with every threat you add. And Jace Prodigy is also, you know, pretty weak. No Lurrus Companion revealed. I think I'll keep the Unearth in my hand. only that Yavimaya was Urborg. Their Reanimator? Are you sure? I guess, yeah, I guess Spider often plays the Zagoth Triome. But Shark Typhoon makes me just think Sultai control. Mentor is kind of nice. I probably want to go this turn though, ending the Shark. And then end of turn Mending to try to unearth the Mentor. Thought Scour is worth considering as a way to take advantage of Delve. If I wanted to play a Delve creature, I would play Murktide Regent. It's not like even really a conversation of it over Thought Scour. But also, like, I don't know if you weren't here a moment ago, but it's, in my opinion, I'm not interested in adding any threats to the deck. I think every time you add a threat to this deck, you make it worse. But if I was gonna play more threats, it would be Lingering Souls to just capitalize on all the discard and graveyard outlets. I guess I should have Thought Scoured first. I think I do. No, let's not Scour, because then we'll just trigger the Mentor off the Scour. Uju Counterspell is really good. Yeah, you're good, you're good. I assume that was the case if you're going to suggest adding another threat. But yeah, again, that's just my opinion. You don't want to add any more threats. I can't counter that one. They'll just Scour and pass. And this is like, this is a very good showcase of like why this deck is able to actually use Monastery Mentor, since you're able to not make it so bad against removal spells if you're able to have turns like this. I think I'll keep the Bauble in my hand, trigger Prowess next turn, and I might snap Unearth Mentor with Counterspell up. Nice. Considered Expansion Explosion. Interesting, interesting. I'll draw 2. I think with Counterspell Charm up, I'm just gonna play a Bauble, trigger Mentor, Prowess, pass. Play my land. We're pretty ahead on cards here. I'll crack now, even though they'll probably shuffle and I'll lose information, but I might draw a new card that I want in my hand for their turn. Does anybody know what time World starts? And how Nassif is doing if it's already started? It already started, okay. How's our boy doing? They'll just discard the Mending to hand size. If my opponent wants to keep just not doing anything with their mana, I think I'm okay for one more turn. You won, awesome. Oh, they're just drafting. Okay, okay. Yeah, I'm happy enough to counter this. Not have to discard. Feels weird to be like streaming while Worlds is going on, but truthfully, I'm just not that invested. But I do want Nassif to do well. Memory Deluge, sure. Oh, so they must be Wreck. How do you know when to play Mentors? I mean, when to deploy your threats in these Counterspell matchups is a very complicated topic. I can't just give you like a couple words to tell you, but it's very complicated. There's a lot of ins and outs to the case. I'll probably watch some of Worlds though, but I'm also gonna stream the challenge tomorrow, I think. Probably watch some between rounds. Okay, so I think I do want to go Snap Unearth. I only have one Counterspell up though, if I do that. Yeah, I guess I'll wait and try to draw cards with Snapcaster end of turn. It's really bad if they get to resolve Wreck, of course. Yeah, if they cast Reclamation, I think I'll go for Snap Counterspell. Seachrome Coast, it felt like worse Glacial Fortress. Well, this is a deck with Prismatic Ending, and in your Prismatic Ending decks, it's usually important to have untapped white on one. That's why I'm playing them. It's in the Ragavan Hammer Time format too. Just like when your white source is Glacial Fortress and there's tapped on turn 1, you just lose a lot of games. If they have Nexus of Fate again, it's pretty bad, but don't think I'm supposed to play around it. It's fine. Guess I'll cast the Consider now too. So now I have 5, 8 mana. So I'll attack first, but I'll go, I guess, Snap Unearth with Counterspell, Charm Up. Post, thank you for tier 1. Appreciate you. Are Snowlands from Midnight Hunt a consideration for slow decks, like over Glacial Fortress? I mean, I can't imagine a situation where they're better than Glacial Fortress. Because, like, just modern decks play so many fetches and triumphs and shocks. Like, Fortress usually comes into play untapped on turn 2, almost always on turn 3. So I don't know why they'd ever be better than check lands. 18 lands seems too free for Hull, yeah. I mean, I don't think you want Hull in this deck. But you can, but because you have so many cantrips, obviously, like, you can't get up to a lot of lands like we are here. I don't think I care too much about the 2/1 body here, but I do care about losing this fight. So I'll let this target the counterspell, and I'll counterspell the counterspell. I have mastered microwave egg in a cup. Do I want one? Sure. Yeah, don't use the... I still have the cup mic in the cup, but just as a backup. No, Hand Disruption is fine in this meta, but I think like Mending just plays so much better with counter spells. I think this deck in general would rather be a counterspell deck. Why is Monastery Mentor so underplayed? It's not that good. like the idea behind this deck is like specifically Unearthing Mentor is really, really strong. But it's not that strong to just play it a bit more fairly, in my opinion. So have they played a land? They haven't played a land, so I think I'm not supposed to fight over this, because if they just go land Reclamation, we can lose this game. And otherwise, like, we're really ahead here. Find a trade here. No, wait, no, hold on. My life total is so much higher. Never mind. So it's like, yeah, Mentor is just not good as a 3-mana spell in your deck, but when you can unearth it, it's pretty nuts. And obviously, in this deck, you will be hard casting it some amount of the time. Like, I might just hard cast it this turn. I think we will. Yeah, a lot of Snapcasters in play today. I guess we graveyard that. I have no more fetchable targets. I just milled my last one. So I'll just attack here. Leave this to loot away. Maybe I shouldn't be targeting myself. I got plenty of cards in the library, actually. But again, I think I'm not supposed to... I mean, I can't counter the decay, but I don't want to, like, draw 2 in response and then lose, like, Reclamation into Nexus into Deluge. Two Monk tokens is probably enough here, right? Canister, thanks for the raid, dude. You have a good stream. We're currently 4-1 on the day with this Esper Mentor brew. I like Mending and Consider kind of makes like the old Unearth shell a bit stronger, I feel. It's been feeling solid so far. Nothing too crazy. Maybe I should have targeted Snapcaster here, actually. I'm not sure how hard I need to fight over this. Probably worth at least one counterspell. But I might even just go snap Prismatic Ending Snapcaster to present lethal. Seems fine here. I guess I could Unearth Snapcaster too. So I mean, yeah, they only have one card. This should be okay. Doesn't really feel like they have more counter magic. They might have another removal spell or another like shark to jump block. Love to see the Faithless Looters in chat, of course. Probably the best emote on Twitch is the the animated looting emote. Only 4 ending is removal. Do not one push. We got more removal in the sideboard. We got Archmage's Charm too. I'm not really that worried about it. You also like you're a creature deck too, so you know you can play combat as opposed to other control decks. I've got more removal in the sideboard. Alright, so they've got 2 cards left. We could theoretically lose if they have like again Reclamation into stuff, and they finally resolve the Reclamation. They do have Memory Deluge, but I think without Nexus of Fate, it's gonna be hard to win for them. Yeah, they flash back the Deluge, so they can't Nexus this turn. Yeah. Alright, up a game against Sultai Reclamation. They probably have a hard time against Lingering Souls. We were also talking about like the possibility of having a transformative sideboard where you can just have Lingering Souls and Lurrus as your only win cons. I don't think that that's the matchup for it. So this is an egg in a cup, huh?
Mm-hmm. Bacon and cheese.
Oh, that seems pretty good. Looks good. I don't know. Looks really good, thank you.
Very convenient too.
So I cut the endings. I want the Flusterstorms into fairies too. We cut a Mending, a Bauble, a Mentor. Maybe we play just 3 Lingering Souls. Oh, I should probably cut the Lurrus, so we're bringing all these 3 drops too. Yeah, nice egg in this trying time. Why put an egg in a cup when they already have their own natural delicious cup? You had me until delicious, I think. Oh, hot. Ooh. It was like right out of the microwave. Esther's entered that phase from working from home where the novelty's kind of worn off a bit and she's getting pretty bored. So she's microwaving eggs and cups and stuff. Oh, Athena's asking to come in. If you ever hear that like knock, that little thump on the door, that's Athena asking to come inside. Hi, Athena. Hello. Did you want some of the egg? Did you want some of the egg? The egg. She says, "Why do you get the egg?" But mommy did not make me any eggs. So why did you get the egg? Spellbomb's pretty good. You wear jeans to stream? What'd you think I wore? They're missing land drops. So I'm gonna snap Consider here to make their spellbomb a little bit worse, get on board a little bit. Probably shouldn't draw that when they have the Spellbomb in play. Do you think card's good in the matchup, though? So if they see if they found land 3, they did. It's Castle Vantress. It was really hot, Esther. I only took one bite and it was like way too hot, so I'm waiting for it to cool off. So I think I'll draw that and then go Snapcaster, target, consider, and then they'll probably select their Spellbomb here, but then they've got 4 points of power in play. Oh, this is fine too. It's not that bad. I guess I'll put that in the yard. Should consider going blue-red Murktide. I've been playing it as a 2-of in a blue-red Murktide deck that splashes white for Prismatic Ending, and I've been liking that deck a lot. I mean, they missed their land drop last turn. I feel like they're pretty incentivized, yeah, to just crack the Spellbomb to draw land. Yeah, it still feels pretty hot, but I'll take another bite for Esther. Is Ignis Souls good against Murktide? Yeah, it's really good against them. Kind of like countering back here. That good old Faithful Mending Lingering Souls. Is it just that kind of cup? No, there's cheese and bacon in there too. Yeah, can you imagine how gross an egg in a cup would taste after being shipped by the USPS? Yikes. So I think I want to attack now. So if they have Typhoon, maybe they'll cycle and then we get to bounce it with Teferi. Yeah, I think I'll wait one turn on the Teferi because of Typhoon. Yeah, the cup would also be broken. When is it good to counter Archmage's Charm for Drawless control? It's just, those kind of questions are so contextual. Like, it's really, really hard to answer. It's so contextual. Mending is really good. The instant speed on this is pretty sick. Alright, so our Teferi's looking pretty good here, huh? Some variables for the decision. Like, what's the matchup, you know? That's a big one. Like, are they a deck that's playing Teferis that they can untap and slam? Do you have more counterspells in your hand? What counterspell are you countering Archmage's Charm with? Is it a Flusterstorm? If Flusterstorm countering Charm is usually a good exchange, counterspell on Charm is often not mana efficient enough. Do you have your own spell that you want to play at the end of their turn? So if you counter the Archmage's Charm, you can't play anything at their end step. Do you have something that you want to untap and slam after you play on their end step, so you actually want them to counter like your own Archmage's Charm or your Memory Deluge, so you can play a Teferi? It's a really complicated question, and so it's just like every board state where you could counter an Archmage's Charm that you're suggesting is just going to be different. All right, no Typhoon, please, 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 please. No, damn it, damn it. We're so ahead this game. I haven't tried Sedgemoor Witch. I don't think it's as good as Mentor, and I don't think I want more threats. Ice Tunnel? Wait, they're playing Ice Fang? What's going on? Why not counter EE? When did they play the EE? I guess I probably should have. They just played it. Yeah, I guess I probably should have. Yeah, for Field of the Dead. I can hold this to loot away, or I can play it if I draw Mentor. I think that's a bit more relevant. Yeah, I should have countered the explosives. I think we're still ahead, but it's... Actually, maybe we're not. They've got 5 cards. Okay. Rewarded for playing the coast. So we have Mentor plus Counterspell, Flusterstorm. 2 Flusterstorms if we draw an untapped land. They're fetching down to 3. Hopefully this is just main phase cast Nexus. Well, I'll counter Reclamation. I hope they counter back so I can use one of my Flusterstorms effectively. Yeah, I guess I have to use the Flusterstorm here. I don't think I can afford to use the Counterspell. Sideboard seems better for grindy games. I mean, the tokens are so much more powerful than the pest is the big thing. And also Mentor gets triggered off Bauble, which is nice. But also, like I don't know that, like, for grindy games, I don't know that the argument that the life total, like, your points were, like, Sideboard which gains you life and makes your opponent lose life. Like, that doesn't, like, sound to me like better for grindy games either. Where grindy games tend to be more about cards, right? Could maybe have Thought Scoured on my opponent's turn. Okay, now I'm pretty happy to have done it here. Also triggers off Teferi. Why not counter Egan? I should have countered the E. It was a mistake not to. Don't put Myth Realize in a modern deck. I've done it in the past. The card's really, really underpowered. I've done it. Don't do it. It's good, Esther. The egg is good. 5-1 on the day with Mentor, though. Feeling pretty good. Main deck Blue Moon's good in the meta. It's decent, yeah. I like Blue Moon a lot right now. Did I beat Just Guy Kiki? I don't think we played against Just Guy Kiki today. Did we? Athena. Don't give her egg? Okay. No egg for Athena. Esther was on top of that. Sorry, Athena. I'm so sorry. So betrayed. Put a most of 5. Egg is fine for dogs. Athena's stomach's kind of sensitive. But yeah, egg is usually fine for dogs. We've given her eggs in the past, too. Mold to 5, no Lurrus, Bloodstain Mire. Probably playing against Dredge. Not really playing Graveyard Hate.
Come here, I'll give you a treat.
Mentor can maybe win. I don't know. Probably a terrible matchup. I guess I should have bubbled after they fetch. Mogwar Marshal, thank Clothis. I've never been more happy to see a Mogwar Marshal. Yeah, I did pet her. But she didn't care. She's like, I would rather have a snack than pets.
Yeah, I gave her a treat.
Thank you.
Is it nice? Is it
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Especially since it's in a cup and not like on a plate.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good.
It's less mess. It's real nice.
Yeah, my favorite thing about the cup egg is the cup part.
My favorite part is that
Probably I should have bubbled myself here.
Is that I don't have to use the pan.
Should have bubbled before I played the land. Alright, so they draw Ringleader for turn, then Vials on top. So the hand is War Marshal, Ringleader, 2 mystery cards. They play the War Marshal. I think that there's like a good chance they just don't attack into my Snapcaster, so I'm going to counterspell the War Marshal. Like them playing that main phase kind of is them playing around counter magic. Okay, now I'll bubble myself. Another copy of Archmage's Charm is probably fine. They missed their land drop last turn. I'm kind of interested in stealing Aether Vial too. So I don't need to do that now. Yeah, they do play around the Snapcaster. So I'll go ahead and steal the Vial, and then I can Vial on my Snapcaster at some point. Can maybe Vial in Mentor. So there's Ringleader, 2 mystery cards. Pick up the Aether Vial. Main phase, Thought Scour myself. Okay, he did mill a Mentor too. No Unearth though. I'll just wait on the Mentor. I don't think I need to. Uh-oh. So I can snap Thought Scour the Kiki-Jiki. I can do that now or on my turn, right? So I think I'll just draw 2. Yeah, I mean, Force of Negation in the deck. I think it's good in this deck. Thank you for summoning it to my hand. So I'll probably hold the Bauble for Mentor next turn. The old interactive Thought Scour. So now now if they make tokens, it doesn't really matter. So we drew Consider for turn. I'll just pass here, I think. Cavern of Souls on top, so we can't counter the Ringleader next turn unless we scour that away, I guess. So I guess because this Counterspell's about to be not very live, I'll just use it here. They should have made infinite tokens for infinite red mana. Yeah. Just that only plays around like the top card being Prospector, but also if their top card was Sling Gang, they would have won. All right, so let's go Mentor, Bauble. We already know our opponent's top card, so I'll Bauble myself. Maybe we should be playing Vial in this deck, huh? Made 5 mana for us. Mending on top, so I'll go Consider, put Mending in the graveyard for a little bit of value. I guess if they have another Harbinger as one of the 2 mystery cards, we could lose. So I guess I should dig for a Thought Scour or Ending. There's Ending. There's also Unearth, but feels really important to exile the Snoop here. Dude, Mentor's feeling pretty good. Okay. So I want to bring in these Fatal Pushes. I don't think I'm that interested in Lingering Souls or Path. Might want to trim on Counterspells. Yeah, I might play like 1 Teferi over 1 Counterspell so I can like bounce Vial. 1 more answer to Vial. Not super prepped for Goblins, but we did win game 1. Mentor seems pretty good against them. Wooden Harbinger, I've also just fetched Kiki-Jiki. Yeah, but if they have Harbinger in play, they make infinite copies of Snoop, and the last copy of Snoop, they copy the Harbinger, then they put Sling Gang on top and kill me. If you click the Mentor token, prowess trigger first, and auto-select the rest. Okay, good to know. It's been a while since I played with the card. Let's keep this. Put Esper on humans like you said in slaps. You're welcome. You're welcome. Ending would be good. Don't need to draw it right away. Would have kind of liked to scour that in the yard. Let's see what my top card is. Mishra's Bauble, Thought Scour, build your own opts. Trying to turn out Murktide with main board Soils instead of Mentoring. Soils. Souls, yeah. Yeah, I thought about mainboard Souls. But I've talked about this. I think that the deck just doesn't want more threats. You just dilute your deck too much, I think. Alright, top card. Alright, don't think I'm that interested in another Scour. Third Seachrome Coast, 3 Tundras. There's an Unearth. Don't have black mana or a way to get Mentor in the yard yet, though. Prospector is really scary. Their draw's been pretty good. Paying Echo. Love to see it. You love to see Echo being paid. Hey, Itachi. I think I should try to kill Prospector with Snapcaster here. I can also unearth the Snapcaster too. And I think I just have to slam Mentor. Could die to a munitions expert, but they might have experted a Snapcaster there. We could also just die to Snoop. Pile Driver? Okay, I mean, I'm really happy to see Pile Driver here, don't get me wrong. A Vial and a 3-drop. That 3-drop is Harbinger. For Munitions Expert, which is now the top card of their library, which they draw for turn. So we need to draw, we're in another spot where we need to draw a black source. We have 9 black sources in the deck. Ideally, we draw it before we cast the Thought Scour. So we can make some blockers. Can't bounce the... Can't bounce that. Yikes. Alright, let's go to game 3. I think I like this configuration on the play too. I'm just going to run it back. Does this deck need more black sources? I don't think so. I think 9 is plenty. And especially when in the main deck, it's like you're only splashing black for Unearth, which is like turn 3 or after. I feel like 9 sources is plenty, but I could be wrong. Could be wrong. Especially with so many cantrips too, right? Souls against the Sea of X1 seems decent. Trying to like outgrind goblins is not usually a winning line. I guess you can do it. Yeah, you could play the 8th fetch. I think you're going to run out of fetchables, though, when you're thought scouring yourself like more often than you'd like to. Especially because you're probably cutting a fetchable target. I guess you could cut the 4th coast for the 8th fetch, maybe. It's probably fine. I don't think I want the 4th coast here. I think I'm just going to get a tapped fountain. Punish for tap land. Not that big a deal, though. They have a 1-drop. It's a Vial, which I'll probably steal somewhat aggressively. I don't really want to draw that island. I mean, I'll fetch it, but I don't want another land. I think I'll just fetch the island here. I am, you know, my life total needs to not be... I don't want to fetch shock again in this matchup. And then we're pretty likely to be able to counter something this turn. If they have Cavern of Souls, we can't, of course. They don't always have Cavern. And they play the card I would have loved to push. Kind of getting punished for every decision we make. I want to steal the Vial pretty badly. 3rd Counterspell is really bad. I think I'll just be dead to land Harbinger. It's fine. They are playing Patriarch's Bidding. Now that's a good one to counterspell. Yeah, they have the Harbinger. Bummer. It's fine, I think. Their draw lined up so well against mine. Could have obviously played a little differently. The matchup still seems pretty tough. GF, thank you for 2 months. Appreciate ya. Let's keep this. Might end up holding the Bauble for Mentor on turn 3. Playing against Boom or Jund, though. It's probably fine. Oh, dude, Skulkers, I've actually been watching a lot of What We Do in the Shadows lately. Me and Nestor on season 2. It's a really good show. I'm gonna consider now in case you draw Force. Jund's probably not a great matchup. It's not something I say that often, but it's probably true. Probably have to counterspell Ragavan here. Yeah, opponents draw very good against stars on the play, especially. Okay, I like that draw a lot, so I'm gonna go Mentor, Bauble. And I think I'll crack the Bauble now, because our hand's already kind of vulnerable to discard on the Unearth, and we could draw Force. But next turn we get to Unearth the Mentor, then cast some spells. Another Ragavan dash. Two life here is pretty nice, of course. Alright, so now I think I'm just going to wait. No removal spell on the Mentor is obviously best case scenario. Not that likely, though. Let's go. Hell yeah. So they ping the token. I'll consider in response. Did I see like Force of Negation Liliana, maybe? I mean, Liliana's not that good here, I guess. I'll keep the Thought Scour, of course. So then has Monkey, 4 mystery cards. It's a lot of mystery cards. Some of them are lands, I imagine, because of Ren and 6. Or Lingering Souls instead of Sideboard. Ragavan matchups mostly in control. Yeah, I think I have to force this. I think I should probably pitch the Charm. This is obviously way better if the Mentor lives, but I think I want to be able to make a lot of tokens next turn. I think playing to have the Mentor live is good too. Who's my favorite? Why is it not Colin Robinson? I don't know that I have a favorite character in Shadows. I enjoy them all a lot. They're all really good. Maybe Nandor. I like Nandor a lot. We have an Unearth on top. I guess I don't really want to draw that right now. Be great to hit a Bauble here. That's why I'm mending now. I think I just want the non-creature spell. I'm not sure. I also don't really feel like we necessarily have attacks into the big Goyf here. Maybe we do. Yeah, I guess I'll just attack. If we kill the Rin in 6, if we kill the Rin in 6 here, like the Rin in 6 can kill a token next turn, so it's kind of like trading that for that. We could also hit them for 8, probably, but I think killing the Rin in 6 makes more sense because it's going to be able to ping our tokens. Yeah, so I keep forgetting to click the Mentor trigger. Remind me again. Surprised we're so in this game. Felt really behind. Can snap Unearth Mentor next turn. No, we can. Never mind. And a Bloodbraid Elf. Into Liliana. Liliana's not doing so much. Liliana probably pluses here, I guess. Really good game. It's John wants the word. John's probably favored in this matchup, to be honest. But I'm not that worried about it. They know my card's Counterspell, so I feel like they should probably plus. We have 3 endings still in the deck. If we can find an ending for Goyf, the game maybe ends. If they do plus. I don't really think they have good attacks. 9 ball, 20 months. Subbing is Checo. Checo indeed. Flashback Mending. Oh, sorry. Okay, click the trigger. It's not too bad. Although we can't. I really wish we could unearth the snap and play something else, but we don't have enough mana. Obviously, this isn't bad. Jean the Contrarian with the 5-pack. It's really nice of you. Got a gifted sub. Make sure to thank John. So I attack with all my cards. They eat the Mentor. Block, take 9. I have another Mentor in play. They'd probably trade a Bloodbraid Elf for a token, which is fine too. Might just pass. Might just attack with just the monks. Oh wait, I have 5 monks. They block here, and then this is 15. Yeah, I think I'm just sending with everybody. Actually. Because like they're gonna take 12 down to 2 life if they trade Bloodbraid Elf for a token, or they can chump block with Ragavan, which I'm also happy with. Yeah, this is fine. And Del Moss, subscriber tier 1, and Chris for 2 months. Thank you so much, guys. Hype train, I guess. Alright, sack the Peatland. We've got 2 cards in Ravine. Sack one of the tap tokens. So they're not dead if I don't draw a non-creature spell. Oh, I do have a Bauble. I was like, wait, do I really not have a Bauble? How do I draw Lurrus every time I need it, even when it's not in my main deck? Even when it's not in the main deck. So I want the souls. I don't think I want Force. Could probably trim a Mentor, trim a Mending. Trim a Lurrus and play. I probably want the pushes too. Get the 4th Bauble. I've been doing that a lot too. This looks pretty good. I think I might bring in Teferi on the play. I think I've got too many 3-drops on the draw. Would one of Reflecting Pool be good in Gen Saga? Not without a Triumph, I don't think. I usually like Reflecting Pool in 3-color decks that have access to a Triumph that have like maybe even like more specific mana requirements, like Lightning Helix plus Archmage's Charm. I'll keep this on the draw. Aiden, 22 months. Thank you so much. It's a long time. Would Jund even play a Triumph? Maybe. Depends on exactly what the build looks like. Like, I would have said that Jund would have definitely played a Triumph before Ragavan was printed, but maybe you don't want to play Triumph in your Ragavan deck. Leyline. So I guess I'm bringing in Teferis for game 3. It's not like I just lose to this card, though. Am I going to scour them? Probably not. They'll probably take the scour here, or maybe the ending. Okay, they missed it. They don't have a second land. I think I'll scour them. Oh, they have Boil in their deck. Yikes. It's pretty good. I think I like the ley line out of Jund. So I could maybe wait a turn on the Mentor here to get a token. I think that's probably good while my opponent's missing lands. Bad if they draw another discard spell. Cast weapon and discard spells. Better to have cards replace themselves mostly. I mean, yes, that, and also like I think counter spells play way better with Mending than discard spells because it's an instant. Yeah, I'm just not that interested in discard spells. It also makes your mana way worse to like have to need black mana on turn 1 as opposed to this build. This build like doesn't need black mana for anything besides Unearth in the main deck. Nerdy Beard with the 5-pack. Thank you so much. It's really nice of you. Hype for Vegas. Yeah, I'm excited. Of course, we're going to try to be like as safe as possible out there, but it's going to be a good time. Do I know my deck for the challenge tomorrow? I'm not sure. There's honestly like a non-zero chance I just play this, but like I think for my own enjoyment, I would kind of want to play this or Kiki Chord. I feel like the best option is probably Jeskai Murktide, but it's kind of a boring option too, if I'm being honest. So I'm not sure. Alright, I guess I'll hold these Demending away. Go, Lingering Souls tokens, go! Don't even need to flash him back. Opponent's obviously stuck on green mana here. We're a little flooded. It's a good draw.
What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike.
Thank you, Donnie. Shoveling some coal.